One more for the road. I gotta go in here in a second, but I just finished talking to my friend about something, and that's the movie 21, wherein the players end up training at the well before getting into the card tables. They end up training for a high stress environment, not unlike the casinos. Well, actually, it's for the casinos, but the whole point was for them to expose themselves to a high stress environment, so they were able to, accomplish more at the. I was gonna say poker tables. That's what I used to do. At the blackjack tables. By doing that, they were able to basically seamlessly do what they did and not be able to be affected by the environment that the casinos actually, subject you to. And that's not by that's not a mistake. That's by design. In any case, fortuitously and serendipitously, a few months ago, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, I started exposing myself to an environment not unlike that, in that I started writing at a place that I never thought I would. And because of that, being exposed to loud music, being exposed to an environment where like drinks can spill, you talk to people are talking to you, anything can happen. You end up getting used to actually writing. And what does this have to do with, why would you want to do something like this? It's definitely outside of the box, but that's pretty much where I've lived, I don't know, the last 10 years, doing things that aren't really, standard. And I actually found a comfort zone there, oddly enough. I never thought I'd be the type of person to do that, but it's happened, so hey, I'll embrace it. In any case, the whole point is that by doing that, even though I didn't plan on doing it, now I'm able to write anywhere. And whenever there's something going on, I could just write. It's not like I have to have an environment where it has to be totally silent, like it used to be in the past. That's how it was for me. Like, I couldn't write in a place where it was loud in any way, and if there was any music that had lyrics, I was done. You might as well just dip my head in the ocean and just, drown me. I was useless. The whole point is that, maybe you don't do something like that, but subject yourself to things that get you out of your comfort zone when it comes to writing, and you'd be surprised what you can accomplish. Like, what if the biggest thing you've ever written as far as blogs are concerned is something along the lines of 1,000 words? Write something that's 5,000. You think that's impossible? Just try it. I bet you if you were to write 5,000 word blogs, I don't know, for a week, 7 days in a row, you'd be absolutely exhausted, but the next week you'd probably just blow through 2,000, where the week before that you probably would struggle at 1,000. I haven't done that, but I'm sure it's possible. So keep stuff like that in mind when you actually think that, you're capped at what you can learn and everything else that you can accomplish. Because, when it comes to writing or anything in life, the more you subject yourself to things that push you beyond the boundaries of your comfort zone and allow you to, raise the bar for yourself, you'll be able to, not only will you become mentally stronger, but your mindset starts changing. Not from and regardless whether you had a strong mindset or not, it's just gonna change. You write, if you were writing just and struggling, hypothetically speaking, with 1,000 word blogs, and all of a sudden you're able to like dish out 2 or 3,000 ones, it changes. I had so much trouble writing poetry over 20 years ago, where something that was, I don't know, 5 stanzas, 10 stanzas just took me forever. Now I can just blow through dozens of poems in a day like it's nothing. And it sounds crazy. People are like, how can you write 50 or 100 poems? And if you really look at it word count wise, it's not that much. But not many people do that, and I'm not sure why when it comes to poetry. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I usually just take I don't want to say an extreme approach, but a very driven approach to how I want to accomplish things, because the more you do things like that, the easier it becomes. Before I could just only do a handful of poems every day, but by pushing myself beyond the boundaries of my comfort zone, it turned into something where it's like breathing. You can just do it. So don't sell yourself short, or don't cap yourself. Don't employ a mindset where you think that you might not be able to do something. Find an excuse. If you're gonna find an excuse to not do something, you might as well find 20 excuses to do it, and just start doing it. Push yourself. In fact, whatever it is you're trying to do, shoot higher than that. Like, if you want to publish 1 book next year, try shooting for 4. Why? Because even if you do 1, it's like, well, you were going to do 1 anyways, but If you shoot for 4, you might just do 2 or 3, you know? What if you want to just write 3 blogs? Well, why don't you up it up? You'll be surprised what you'll be able to do once you start like literally raising the bar so high that you're like, wow, that looks amazing. And it goes against everything simple that I talked about, but there's a time to employ simplicity and there's a time to employ complexity, or at least making yourself, uncomfortable, pushing yourself. It's kind of like you're not going to master a marathon by just sticking on running 1 mile, like you're going to have to push yourself eventually. And when it comes to writing, if that's your passion, like I'm not even talking about hobby, I'm talking about like doing it, whether you do it for a living or not, it doesn't matter. Like you should be writing all the time, like literally every day. That's just a subjective opinion, but hey, if that's what you love doing, it should be like breathing. You should just do it. It should just happen. And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to steamroll through thousands of words like it's nothing. That's where accomplishing way more is gonna take place. Like you'll put yourself in a mindset that you will not fail. That's just how I see it. If it's word count, there's no excuse for you to start hitting those. Raise it higher. If you only write 5 poems a day, write 10. Like do whatever it takes to push yourself out of your comfort zone, and you'll be surprised how many times or what you'll be able to accomplish weeks or months later. There's no way in hell I ever thought I'd write in a place where most people wouldn't be caught dead in a laptop, myself included. And now I walk in there because thankfully Shannon's kind enough to like let me go in there, and she's not judgmental, and neither is the staff. They're all just phenomenal people. So, and I was like, hey, you know what? Let me take the laptop and see what happens. And 6 months later, now I'm able to like write anywhere at any time under any circumstances, and I'm glad I did that. That's part of my new mindset, where I just keep jumping into the deep end and just facing my fears, because it's not common to find anybody that's going to write on a Friday night. I still haven't met one person, and I've met quite a few writers already as far as online, and nobody even like does that. If they write, it's usually at home or somewhere more conducive to writing, not in the middle of like a place where you call a bar / I don't know. It's just, I'm getting besides the point. So just push yourself beyond your comfort zone, and you'll be able to do a lot more than you think you'll be able to do, than you thought you were previously capable of. And once you get to that new mindset, you'll realize that you'll be able to do so much more that you were kind of surprised why you didn't raise the bar for yourself in the past. And that will set a new mindset that's going to be so powerful that you guys will be able to accomplish anything you guys want. Talk to you guys later. Bye.